Looks like Foolio's crew isn't letting his death slide at all.
Yes, everybody. Died first though.
They're going all out, hunting down ATK members and taking to IG to taunt them about running and hiding. And they're taking it to the next level with live shootings. Stay tuned, because we're uncovering the wild and deadly things Foolio's affiliates have been up to and the intense drive behind their thirst for revenge. Foolio's affiliate out for revenge. The streets are buzzing with talk about Foolio's affiliates gearing up to avenge his murder. The tragic loss of the rising star has left a deep scar on his crew, and now they are ready to strike back. Among those leading the charge is LaCrocca, who has been vocal and visible about seeking revenge. He's been going live frequently, dissing Youngin Ace and ATK, making it clear that payback is on the horizon. For those of you who don't know, LaCrocca, whose real name is Loreno Dlanta Span, is a Jacksonville rapper who has gained attention in the rap industry for his distinctive style and dynamic energy. He burst onto the scene in September 2021 with hard-hitting tracks like Get Down, Op, and Wog Jumper. His music is raw, featuring compelling beats and lyrics that reflect his personal experiences and the gritty environment he comes from. LaCrocca's street credibility is backed by his significant legal issues. He's had several run-ins with the law, including a notable court appearance on July 5th, 2023, where he pled not guilty to gun charges. LaCrocca and Foolio had a bond that went beyond music. They were like brothers, rising together in the gritty Jacksonville rap scene. From hustling in the streets to dropping tracks like Get Down, their loyalty and shared struggles were clear. Foolio's murder hit LaCrocca deeply, making the loss personal and fueling his drive for vengeance. Since the tragedy, LaCrocca hasn't stayed quiet. He's been all over social media, calling out Youngin Ace and the ATK crew, making it clear that he's out for blood. During one intense live session, LaCrocca and a friend were boasting about their toughness, with his friend bluntly stating, "That nigga die first though."
Step on these ain't gonna die. Been stepping on these man.
Yes, shit happened. Shit happened to everybody. Died first though.
Many see this as a clear sign that LaCrocca is planning a retaliatory move against Youngin Ace, who is widely suspected of being involved in Foolio's murder. LaCrocca has also gone live to imply that he's been hunting for his enemies, accusing them of hiding.
All these new age gangsters, all these old they hide, not in the city, hide, not in the city.
LaCrocca even claimed that Youngin Ace has been running scared and staying out of Jacksonville.
Man, Ace is a whole from Jacksonville.
But it's not just live streams where LaCrocca is venting his rage. He's also dropped hints of revenge through his latest diss track, letting everyone know that he's serious about avenging Foolio. LaCrocca recently dropped a track titled 50K featuring Foolio. This song, one of the last projects Foolio worked on, is full of aggressive lyrics that seem to target Youngin Ace and hint at plans for revenge. In 50K, LaCrocca pours out his grief over losing close friends like Foolio and vows to take action. Lines like "bouncing bodies back, kill for 8, left 100 shells, and man them played when they took my brother, now it's time to spin," clearly point to a cycle of violence and payback that's brewing within their community. The track feels like a direct hit in the ongoing beef between Foolio's crew and Youngin Ace's ATK gang. The timing of the release and the hard-hitting lyrics suggest that LaCrocca and his crew are gearing up for retaliation, with lines like, "God forgive me, know I'm living wrong, but I gotta sin." But LaCrocca isn't the only one out for revenge. Kojak, another close affiliate of Foolio, is also believed to be plotting retribution. Kojak, a Jacksonville rapper making waves in the local rap scene, is known for his fierce loyalty and strong connection to Foolio. Just like LaCrocca, Kojak shared a deep bond with Foolio, having been a part of each other's lives for a long time. Their relationship was built on mutual respect and shared experiences, both in music and on the streets.
Talk about that relationship with you and Foolio, like been around my whole life.
When Foolio was killed, Kojak was behind bars, serving time for gun possession since 2021. He's set to be released this year, and the internet is already buzzing with speculation that Kojak will definitely seek revenge for Foolio's death. One Reddit user commented, "Lots of members are coming home within the next year or two. Kojak being one of them is crucial because he's definitely going to spin for Foolio." In his music, Kojak has made it clear he has no qualms about avenging his friends. In his track, Ain't Safe, he raps, "If you ain't sliding for your dog, then what you swinging by?" It looks like the revenge might have already started.
A lot of what's the Youngin Ace?
His boys.
Yeah, been dropping like 6 of them.
Darius Beal, known to roll with ATK, got hit recently. Folks are saying this is the first shot fired in. Getting back for Foolio. Beal was out in a parking lot at the Laurel Grove Apartments in Orange Park when he got blasted multiple times. He later died at the hospital. The Clay County Sheriff's Office is calling it a targeted hit and an isolated incident, but the streets are buzzing with talk that this was straight up retaliation. Apart from being known to roll with ATK, Darius Beal was also believed to be Lil Leak's big brother. Lil Lil Leak, a 1200 gang member, was a major thorn in Foolio's side. One of the most shocking incidents that fueled the beef between Foolio and Lil Leak involved Foolio's girlfriend, Boobin Baby. On April 30th, 2020, Boobin Baby and a friend were heading to a gas station in Foolio's car. As they stopped at an intersection, shots rang out. Boobin tried to drive away while her friend screamed in terror. She was hit 3 times. One bullet grazed her head, another lodged in her knee, and a third took off one of her fingers. Leak was allegedly the shooter, and his homie Spinna Benz, another known ATK member, dissed Foolio over the incident in the track I Don't Smoke Kendra, mocking Boobin Baby's injuries. Lil Leak was killed shortly after that, and now it seems the cycle of revenge continues with Beal's murder. This cycle of violence is also what led to Foolio's brutal death on June 23, 2024. That day, Foolio and his crew decided to turn up by renting an Airbnb in Tampa for the weekend. They were ready to have a blast, but Foolio made a fatal mistake. He posted an open invite to his pool party on his Instagram story, giving his ops all the info they needed to track him down. The opposition didn't waste any time. They tracked him down and planned an ambush outside the Tampa Holiday Inn. The footage from the shared parking lot of a Hilton and Holiday Inn in Tampa is bone-chilling. The footage showed 3 shooters creeping toward the hotel, one packing a handgun and the other 2 with rifles. The camera also captured the suspects approaching Foolio's car, parked outside the hotel. Out of nowhere, they let loose, unleashing a storm of bullets at the vehicle. Foolio, sitting in the front passenger seat, tried to make a run for it, but the gunfire didn't stop as the car sped off. Their coordinated ambush took Foolio's life and left 3 others in the car fighting for theirs. Foolio's killers were later identified by the police as Alicia Andrews, Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and Davian Murphy. Detectives used footage from the scene, license plate readers, and phone logs to track down 2 vehicles and link them back to the suspects. After linking the evidence to the suspects, the police moved in for the arrests. Sean Gathright was the first to be picked up.
Open the car door! Let me see your hands! Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Walk back to me.
Next on the list was Isaiah Chance Jr. Officers arrived at his residence during a heavy downpour, armed with large rifles.
Isaiah Chance, this is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We are here for the driveway. We have a warrant for your arrest. Come to the front door with nothing in your hand.
After Isaiah Chance was taken into custody, Alicia Andrews was also arrested at the same location.
Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Now turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Rashad Murphy was the last suspect to be apprehended after evading capture for days. His arrest came after the police received a tip about his hideout at the Collins Preserve Apartments, nestled between I-295 and Collins Road. They teamed up with the U.S. Marshal Service, mobilized in full force, and took him down. One suspect is still on the run. The police revealed that the arrested suspects were members of the notorious ATK gang in 1200.
It's found that the shooters are members of or affiliated with rival gangs of Jones that go by ATK and 1200.
This revelation has only fueled the fire of revenge among Foolio's affiliates. But Foolio's death isn't the only thing driving Foolio's gang, known as KTA. Over the years, many of their members have allegedly been taken out by ATK members in a brutal war. KTA members killed by ATK. The war between ATK and KTA has its roots in a deadly rivalry that has escalated over the years. This beef, much like the infamous East Coast versus West Coast rap feud of the 90s, has left a trail of bloodshed and tragedy in Jacksonville. The conflict centers around 2 prominent figures, Youngin Ace of ATK and Julio Foolio of KTA. The animosity between these gangs took a deadly turn in May 2017 with the murder of Zion Brown, Julio Foolio's cousin. In the early morning hours of May 27, 2017, Zion was at home sleeping with his 16-year-old sister and 4 other kids. Suddenly, a loud crash from the kitchen woke everyone up. When they rushed to the living room, they found the sliding glass door shattered by a rock. Out of nowhere, shots rang out, sending everyone scrambling for cover. A man, later identified as Deontre Thomas, aka Trey Shorty, an ATK member, walked into the living room, gun in hand, and fired multiple shots, killing Zion and injuring his sister. This brutal murder set off a chain of retaliatory attacks. Youngin Ace became a prime target, and in June 2018, he survived a shooting that claimed the lives of his brother and 2 friends. Youngin Ace was hit 8 times.
Once in the hand.
Yeah.
Once in the hand, one in my arm and shit. The rest of them, I got grazed in my back, but I got shot 6 times in my butt.
This event only intensified the feud. Foolio added fuel to the fire by mocking the deaths on social media, turning the streets even colder. The violence kept ramping up, with key figures from Foolio's KTA getting taken out. One of the hardest hits was the loss of Adrian Gaynor Jr., known on the streets as Bibby. Bibby was Foolio's 16-year-old little brother, and thanks to his bro's influence, he was affiliated with KTA. Born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida, Bibby had a bright future ahead of him. At just 16, he was an honor roll student with a passion for music and big dreams. Despite his involvement with KTA, he was a promising young man, full of potential and ambition. However, Bibby's promising life came to a brutal end on February 25, 2019. That afternoon, after finishing his classes at the Grand Park Education Center, he was heading home when violence struck. Eyewitnesses reported that K-So, a well-known ATK member, and his affiliate, Whitaker, drove to the Hilltop Village apartment complex in a gray or silver Nissan Maxima. They parked and waited for about 20 minutes, lying in wait. When Bibby and another individual, Pratt, were spotted under a gazebo, K-So and Whitaker made their move. Whitaker, carrying a long AR-style rifle, chased after Pratt, while K-So, armed with an AR pistol, went after Bibby. As Bibby ran, K-So opened fire, eventually causing Bibby to fall. Approaching him at close range, K-So fired a fatal shot to the back of Bibby's head or neck. With their grim task completed, K-So and Whitaker returned to their vehicle and sped off. After the murder, K-So took to social media, posting numerous photos and videos where he seemed to brag about taking out Bibby. But the disrespect didn't stop there. K-So and the ATK crew reportedly went to great lengths to dishonor Bibby's memory, even going as far as desecrating his grave and taunting his relatives whenever they got the chance.
Tore up his grave, they spit on his grave, they urinated on his grave, they made fun of our rallies or whatever, they made fun of us marching, they mocked us every chance that they got.
K-So, whose real name is Hakeem Robinson, was eventually identified as the shooter and charged with Bibby's murder. But before the cops got him, Bibby wasn't the last KTA member to fall by his hands. K-So and the ATK crew also claimed the life of Lil Buck, another KTA affiliate.
A victim was shot here in the head. Multiple people on scene telling me they heard at least 6 gunshots. It's a very sad scene out here.
On January 15, 2020, Lil Buck hit up the Dames Point Plaza shopping center in Jacksonville to grab some stuff. Unbeknownst to him, K-So and his crew were on his tail from the jump. As Lil Buck stepped out of the store, the ATK hitters saw their moment. Allegedly, K-So hopped out of the car, assault rifle in hand, and unloaded on Lil Buck. The hit was swift and brutal, leaving Lil Buck dead right there. The sound of gunfire ripped through the shopping center, sending everyone nearby into a frenzy. But the chaos didn't end there. In a crazy twist, an off-duty cop nearby saw the whole thing go down. The officer immediately sprang into action, chasing the shooters for several blocks. However, the shooters managed to shake him off, at least for a bit. The getaway was anything but smooth. The suspects crashed their car not long after, adding another layer of chaos to the scene. Surveillance cameras caught footage of them jumping through yards, desperately trying to escape. It's reported that Xu and Barner broke into a woman's home, holding her hostage while they changed clothes. This desperate move only cranked up the urgency for law enforcement. After changing, the suspects left the house and were last seen hopping into a red or orange car, believed to be a Dodge Challenger or Charger. The investigation into Lil Buck's murder moved quickly, and it didn't take long for the cops to zero in on K-So as the shooter. With mounting evidence, they eventually caught up to him, leading to his arrest. Another notable KTA member whose life was allegedly claimed by the ATK gang is Rico Osama. On December 12, 2022, the day started off like any other in Jacksonville. The afternoon was chill until around 3:53 p.m. when the sound of gunfire shattered the peace near the 6300 block of San Juan Avenue. Shots rang out, breaking the usual rhythm of the neighborhood. An off-duty cop nearby heard the chaos and quickly alerted the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, sparking a rapid response. When they arrived, they found a devastating sight. 3 adult males, including Rico, had been shot. The parking lot of the business plaza was littered with shell casings, stark evidence of the violence that had just occurred. Surveillance cameras from a nearby business captured the harrowing scene, showing one of the victims, wounded and crawling across the street, clutching his side where a bullet had struck him.
Seconds later, a man in a blue shirt appears from around the corner. He looks to be shot and drops to the sidewalk before crawling to a nearby business. EMS is seen arriving moments later. The man is one of 2 people hurt and underwent surgery.
The victims were quickly rushed to the hospital. For Rico, it was too late. As the investigation progressed, chilling details emerged. Surveillance footage hinted at a lone shooter dressed entirely in black who might have been involved in a foot chase right before the shooting. This masked individual, seen fleeing the scene on foot, became the focus of an intense manhunt. Despite all efforts, no arrests were made for the murder, leaving the case unsolved. All these deaths of KTA members have been fueling a fierce desire for revenge among Foolio's affiliates. Adding fuel to the fire, ATK members have gone out of their way to mock and claim responsibility for Foolio's murder, further intensifying the need for retribution. how ATK claimed Foolio's murder. Since Foolio's death, ATK members have openly claimed responsibility for the murder and mocked it relentlessly. Just hours after the news of Foolio's death broke, Youngeen Ace dropped a diss track called Do It. The timing alone was enough to raise eyebrows, but the content of the song is what got everyone talking. The lyrics of Do It were filled with imagery that blatantly mocked Foolio's death and indirectly claimed credit for the murder. Every car I'm in, these tinted, eyes stolens and rentals with choppers and killers in it. Catch his and do his ass. You know he finished, huh? Flip his and smoke his ass. We stand on business, sent a clear and chilling message. This brazen show of disrespect only fueled the fire of revenge burning within Foolio's affiliates, intensifying the already fierce and bloody feud between KTA and ATK. The hook of the track has Ace seemingly ordering a hit on Foolio. In a boastful tone, Ace raps, "I don't even call him by his name, I call him Lil Do It. Let's do it. Let's call the phone, say they got the low, I told them do it, do it. I ain't sparing shit, it's on site if we into it, come here. He with his baby, do it, he with his bitch, do it, with his mama, do it, this money make a do it, ha ha. The visuals for Do It take the track's intensity to another level. The video shows masked figures gunning down a man in what looks like a hotel parking lot, eerily mirroring the circumstances of Foolio's murder. This stark similarity has led many to believe that Youngeen Ace is hinting at his involvement in the killing. To make matters even more complicated, Do It wasn't the only diss track Youngeen Ace released. He followed up with 2 more. Just days after dropping Do It, Ace came back with another track called Game Over. In Game Over, Youngeen Ace doesn't hold back, making several explicit references to Foolio's death. The track kicks off with Ace provocatively saying, "Y'all know I smoke dead people, man. You know what I'm saying? And I smoke 6, haha." This mention of 6 inches is a direct jab at Foolio's crew, 6 Block, which Foolio is believed to be part of.
Jones was part of the 6 Block gang.
Ace keeps the heat coming, dropping lines like, "Dead on the floor, dead on arrival, Mr. 6. I'm steady screaming out, F the long, F the 6. It's more than just a diss track. It's a ruthless taunt aimed right at Foolio and his squad. He doesn't stop there. Ace gets real graphic with 4 in the car and 1 of them dead. 3 got hit. I told them they don't want no war with this shit." He's straight up referencing the night Foolio got taken out, making it clear this is personal. Ace goes even further by detailing Foolio's death in the lyrics. He raps, 5.56 increased the murder rate, another body on the way, mask on, get up close, this another closed case. This track isn't just music, it's a declaration of war, cranking up the tension and setting the stage for the next chapter in this brutal feud. After dropping Do It and Game Over, Youngeen Ace kept the pressure on with another diss track, Ready to Die, which turned up the heat in his ongoing feud with Foolio. The release came amid swirling rumors that Ace had orchestrated the hit on Foolio. In Ready to Die, Ace's bars take direct shots at Foolio. One standout line goes, "Face shot, 12. They ain't solving nothing. Nigga did all that running. That still died. Dead. His dog trying to keep his name alive." Ace is referencing Foolio's murder here, taunting him even after his death. The bit about people trying to keep Foolio's name alive is aimed at rappers like Omer the 5-5, La Croca, who dropped tracks to honor and support Foolio after he was killed. All these diss tracks have led many to speculate that Youngeen Ace might have had a hand in Foolio's death. However, Ace has consistently denied these accusations. In a recent interview with DJ Academics, he firmly insisted that he had no part in it.
People feel like I'm behind lots, but I'm not. I'm not behind.
Despite his denial, the fire hasn't cooled down. Adding fuel to the fire, Spinabins and Wapa Wit Da Choppa dropped a bombshell with their diss track Foolio's Dead on July 24th. This track quickly stirred up controversy, pushing the feud to a new level. The lyrics are packed with direct taunts and brutal shots at Foolio and his crew. Wapa Wit Da Choppa doesn't hold back either. He spits, "Beef with us, can't come outside, we make stay in." It's a celebration, Big Pack, at the Holiday Inn, turning Foolio's death into a celebration. Spinabins follows up with, "Foolio dead for real. It's not a joke. I know they said that the last time. This time, it's not a hoax," hammering home their point. The relentless taunting and explicit references to Foolio's murder not only provoke Foolio's affiliates, but also escalate the cycle of violence, making any hope for peace seem more distant than ever. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.